motion snap, and a good blocking downfield. And this time, off to the races we go. Nobody's going to catch Coleman, and touchdown. What is up, YouTube? Today, we're going to be starting the mini scheme out of the week, close flex. First off, very, very important that you're going to be using the 49ers if you're going to be running this in regs. If you guys are running this in MUT, two options for you: tight end apprentice or hot route master. And seeing as hot route master generally requires a very slow QB, I don't recommend it. So I recommend tight end apprentice if you guys are running in regs. So week close flex. We're going to just start and dive, and then we're going to talk about this PA mesh. And we may get into a little bit of PA X curl or PA boot shot. Again, this is where George Kittle is really going to shine with these deep corners and his speed. So just some things to be aware of with that. So let's go ahead and get into dive. I'm going to go against some random 3-4s, and I'm going to talk a little bit about blocking. So 3-4 bear, I know one thing for certain is Van Noy will come off the edge clean. So kind of a counter you can work with 3-4 is you motion snap Samuel. I could still almost guarantee you Van Noy is going to be coming through clean anyways, but if you motion snap, sometimes you'll get a little bit better blockings right there. Van Noy, as promised, is going to come through clean. So 3-4 bear, this is something I have noticed against any kind of 3-4 bear, is Van Noy always comes in. Always. Untouched, no matter what kind of motion you do. If you motion over Samuel all the way over and snap him when he's right in front of Van Noy, or whoever the outside linebacker is, he'll ignore him and chase down the corner instead. That's just kind of something you got to deal with. Now, any other 3-4 set, generally speaking, you'll be able to motion this guy in, and you kind of get this stonewall animation. This is going to work for 3-4 even, 3-4 solid, 3-4 predator. I want to say overhead's another one. But I want to talk about what's going on with this animation. They're back in 3-4 bear again. Is this what I like to think of as like a stonewall? You can kind of see it's almost like it's a pass commit is what's going on. Van Noy still coming in clean, but you can see if we had a little bit better run stick, essentially nobody's block shedding, and we pretty much, if I didn't suck at running ball, we'd have a free almost 5-10 yards downfield. Now again, 3-4 bear, if you flip it, sometimes it'll help. Again, if you're going to run this, you might want to have a tight end out there to be able to get a little bit better block. But motion this guy in, snap the ball, you can see right there, off the races we go against 3-4 bear. So a recommendation with 3-4 bear is just have the two wide receivers on, if you are going to run dive, on the linebacker where he's going to constantly shoot the gap. For this example, you see there's two linebackers pressed up against the offensive line. You want to go ahead and flip it. And same thing with 3-4. You just motion them to essentially get like a stonewall animation. So motion him in, motion snap. And again, if I had a better run stick right there, we'd be off the races. I just suck at the running ball. I don't really run the ball all too much. But you guys can see, it looks like they're really just wanting to stay in this 3-4 bear. So every time you see 3-4 bear, what you're going to do, you're going to have the two wide receivers on the same side, and you're just going to run it right at them without worry. So run, bam, you can see right there. A little bit better gaps created. People are holding their blocks, and off to the races we go. So hopefully we can get a little bit better. Oh, come on. I'm going to call a timeout because it's just constantly calling with 3-4 bear, 3-4 bear, 3-4 bear, 3-4 bear, 3-4 bear. I want to show you guys 3-4 odd. We're going to go into cover 4 drop show 2, and we're going to go, please tell me y'all, okay, nope, of course not. Have to go into this play even though I just chose it, and we're going to go into HB dive. We're going to go against cover 4 drop show 2 in 3-4 odd. So again, with 3-4, any kind of 3-4, with the exception of bear, you just want to motion this guy in, kind of get stonewall animation behind it. It's right there, a gain of 5 yards. So cover 4, what's unique about this is the safeties are in the run fits. So you notice right there, the free safety, I always get this confused. The safety, whoever it is, can't remember. Both of them are automatically just going to attack the ball carrier. So let's go ahead and snap this ball again. With 3-4 odd, you want to just motion this guy in to get a little bit of stonewall behind it. Right there, we just get a block shed or pretty much a straight up disengage. But you're seeing that with the cover 4 drop show 2, we're able to get consistent yards. Let's go ahead and just slant this to the inside. And right here, again, motion him in, motion snap, and good blocking downfield. And this time, off to the races we go. Nobody's going to catch Coleman, and touchdown. So that motion, essentially what it's doing, and I want to talk about this again, with any kind of 3-4, whether it be bear, odd, even, solid, under, you're going to get the same kind of animation. I don't know, like, the coding behind it or whatever, but it seems like in practice mode and in-game, it kind of forces the defensive line to, in a sense, pass commit. And so you notice right here, they pretty much just get stonewalled and no sheds whatsoever. You can see off the races we go. They get a last second block shed, and nobody's going to catch Coleman. It's really, really simple, and it's extremely effective. So this dive is good against 4-3 as well. 4-3 just sucks this year. This is why any kind of run is going to be good against 4-3, because 4-3, if you guys are running 4-3, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage. It's really not that good. You might get lucky with block shed, but let's just go ahead and get into cover 3. We're going to go ahead and just run this ball. Oops, we're not going to shift our D line. We're just going to run this ball as is. It's right there off the races. Again, if I had a better run stick, we'd have a lot more yardage behind that. But you can see a gain of 4 yards. Let's go ahead and pinch our line now. Snap the ball. And you can see, bam, off the races we go. So this is essentially how it's going to be for any kind of 4-3, 4-3 under, over, normal, wide 9. It's going to get this stonewall animation behind it. That's kind of the weakness of a 4-3. Is just right there. That was the best block that I've ever seen, but still gaining yards. Is just there's no sheds. I don't know. That's probably the way that they've coded the game, but essentially you're getting pretty much positive yards every single time against a 4-3 front. Now other formations like big dime 1-4-6. I don't know if the Patriots defense has it. Miami I know does. Let's see. They do. Let's go into this DB Sting 2 buzz. Weak flex close. I want to say it's weak close flex. Weak close flex. I always get those two confused with single back wing flex close. But let's go into HB dive. And essentially the run defense is blitz everybody and user the safety. I'm going to go ahead and drop this guy into spy. Let's just go ahead and run this against 1-4-6. I would place money that we're not. Okay, I'm not going to place money on this, but I'm willing to bet. Okay, I don't bet either. Whatever. I'm willing to guess that this guy right here, Jason McCourty, is going to come on the edge and get us in the backfield. Oh, wow, that is actually amazing. This is the best blocking I've ever got at 1-4-6. Generally speaking, I've never been able to get that kind of blocking. But you can see, apparently right now, we're getting some God tier-like blocking against 1-4-6. So maybe it does work against 1-4-6 right now. Some games it might not, some games it may. But you can see right here, essentially what a user will happen is he's going to get picked up by the fullback. Let's just say they bring these guys both down, and let's just drop them both into spies. Spies just help with the run defense. Snap the ball. And you see right there, Jason McCourty, like I was predicting last time, catches up behind us and gets us in the backfield. So generally you may get lucky every once in a while against 1-4-6, but oftentimes that's not going to be the case. We'll go ahead and just try a press, blitz all linebackers, spy, and let's just go ahead and try motioning in Samuel and see if we can pick up the outside corner on the right side of the field. So right there, bam, you can see that's a lot better blocking. So maybe that isn't too shabby of a run. We might get unlucky every once in a while. We might be able to break one. But 1-4-6, if you don't do motion blocking, this corner right here is oftentimes going to get you in the backfield, especially if they have a high-speed corner that can just get there quick enough to make a wrap-up tackle. You're going to find that's going to be very difficult to run against this. No matter how you flip it, it's going to work the same exact way every single time. Now, nickel, any nickel packages, big nickel, 2-4-5, 3-3-5, etc., it's going to work tremendously well because you have a lead block by your fullback. The wide receiver, again, with motioning him in, is going to give it a stonewall animation, as you guys saw against the 3-4 packages. 4-3, you're not going to get any sheds. 4-3 just, it sucks the way they coded it. And it's been bad for past, I don't know how long, forever. It's been bad for a few years now. Just the way that they seem to code it, they don't get sheds. But you can see right here, we're getting positive yards pretty much against any kind of front that they may have out of us. So let's go into HB die. Let's go into, they should have nickel normal. Let's go into nickel normal with Tampa 2. I'll even try. I'm going to try my best to see if I can stop this run. So I might just send the absolute bazooka defense at them. And let's just go ahead. I'm going to hop off the safety onto the defensive line. Snap this ball. And you can see, again, if I had a better run stick, we'd be off to the races. But you know what? Hashtag passing lives matter, fluff running. I ain't a runner. I've never been a runner, never will be a runner. But you guys can see, if I had better run stick, if maybe you're a better runner than I am, you can get some good yardage out of that. Let's go ahead and do this one more time. Bring this guy down. Again, I'm just kind of messing around to see if we can actually stop this in the backfield with nickel normal as I lab this with you guys. So let's try motioning this in, see if we can get the stonewall defense. We don't. Our wide receiver misses his block, and we get stuffed in the backfield. So maybe against a send 50 nickel normal, you might not have too much success against this, but if you're able to get the block set up downfield and people don't just go full-blown idiot, but generally speaking, against any kind of nickel package, $146, you're going to be able to tote on this fairly well. Let's just snap the ball stock, see if this helps a little bit. You can see right there, bam, after races. That's against a stock nickel normal Tampa 2. Really nothing unique right there. But again, just go ahead and go straight up bazooka defense. Let's go Madden 20 run defense, where spies and safeties make absolute sense as to why they play the run. Not really, but whatever. EA Sports is in the game. You can see right there. If I had better run stick, we'd be off to the races. That's against the same kind of front that we had a little bit earlier on, where we blitz all linebackers, pinch D line, slant it outside, spy above safeties. And you can see, again, if I wasn't a trash runner, we'd be off to the races every single time. So in and of itself, this run is something that you can work with. It's not something that you can spam like the RPO stretch, like the dive with I-form tight, I-form wing. But this is an effective run against certain formations. Do keep in mind, if they're running edge blitz 1 against you, you're going to find that you're going to get stuffed in the backfield very frequently. Now, when they start running edge blitz 1, they're going to really be sending generally 7 at you, and so you're going to have to make some quick reads. In the next video, we're going to cover a specific play, which is actually, I want to say it's called PA mesh or something like that. It has a corner out that's very effective against man defense. And this formation, if you know what you're doing with the blocking, isn't too bad. So one final thing, I'm planning on doing a full scheme out of this. The mini scheme is going to be on YouTube. The full scheme, which is going to have strong close, I-form close, and weak close in it, a little bit more running focused, is going to be on Patreon. Now, Patreon's going to be coming out here in a few days. Just trying to get everything set up before we actually launch, so you guys have some content available for you guys to go over there and watch. So with that being said, the mini scheme is going to be on here. The full scheme out of Oakland is going to be on Patreon, and eventually that will be in the description. But that's going to take care of this video. I appreciate every single one of you guys. We're getting closer and closer every single day to 1K. My mind is blown, literally blown away at this point. So with that being said, guys, hop into the lab, get used to this dive a little bit. It is a little weird of how you can run it, but you can see right there, if we get the stonewall animation against 3-4 by motioning in, we've got some good blocks downfield, and off to the races we go. So get into practice mode. If practice mode is being a you-know-what, get into game online, or play yourself by going into play now within exhibition mode. So that's going to take care of this video. Again, appreciate every single one of you guys, and until next time, get in the lab. This has been T-Meister. Hopefully I start feeling better soon. See ya.